What if your business and personal life could run itself, meaning you could save 20 hours a week without hiring a single person? I built a Claude super agent that does exactly that by connecting it to tools like Gmail, Notion, Canva, N8N, and even your desktop. And in this video, I'm gonna show you 10 game-changing ways that I'm using Claude right now to save me a ton of time. And the best part is you need zero coding experience to get started. And unlike other videos, I'm also gonna show you how you can get Claude to automate anything for you in your business, meaning you can spend more time and make way more profit. So first thing we need to do is download Claude Desktop. I prefer downloading desktop because we're gonna be able to do things on your actual laptop, on your actual MacBook. It's freaking crazy. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So we're gonna click on download Claude right here. I'll put a link for everything down below. Just come over, download it for Mac or download it for Windows. Now, when you've downloaded Claude, this is gonna be your new terminal, your new interface. This is where you give it commands. We use the power and the intelligence of Claude, and then it goes and does different things. And the way that we do this, guys, is through this connectors menu. Now check this out. I've got a lot of stuff already enabled. I'm going to show you all the cool key ones. Now the first one to show you is how Claude can do cool stuff on your desktop, which actually is way more freaking convenient than you could possibly imagine. So you're going to come down here to add connectors at the bottom, which is awesome. And then you're going to go to desktop extensions. This is why I told you to download it. And then you can activate everything that you want to. The one that we're going to look at first here is the Control Your Mac, which is to execute AppleScript to automate tasks on macOS. Click that so you're happy to go. And you can also do this file system one here, which is going to basically click with you right now as we go. As you can see, the extension allows Claude to interact with your local file system, which is freaking awesome. Beautiful, that installs. As you can see right here, you can then add directories if you'd like. And the ones I'm gonna go for is down here. I'm gonna go for desktop, click on open, that's fine. Add a new directory, click on this one here, and then do the same thing for downloads, which is where most of them tend to sit, which means it can now search in both those directories to basically ask any question about any file you have on your computer. How much time is that gonna save you? Code, a lot of freaking time. Cool. And we come down here and we're going to click on enabled, which is perfect. And once that's done, we can click off it. Awesome. So I actually have on my screen, on my homepage, which is here, I've got a folder. Okay. So let's just say that just to show you the capability, I can say, hey, I want you to change the name of a folder on my desktop from Chrome to Magnesium. Once that's entered, we hit enter, and then Claude can now go dynamically to the desktop and start changing things. As you can see, let me use AppleScript to do this. It's now using the script. Done. It's successfully done it. Has it worked? As you can see, it's not called Magnesium. How freaking cool is that? And in addition to manipulating files, reading, updating, we can also ask it to open up browsers and do stuff. Hey dude, do me a favor, open up my Brave browser and find me the best vets in Annecy in France. So this has just opened up, as you can see, the browser for me in France to find the best vets. I'll be honest with you guys, it's pretty cool that it can do that. It's not quite where it needs to be from an execution point of view right now, but it's gonna develop over time. Number two is gonna be Gmail. So let's test what that looks like. Once again, guys, come down, you can go over to manage connectors and you just select Gmail. So I can say something like, hey dude, I got an email about my Instagram not working by a guy called Jan. Could you just refresh my memory on what that was about, please? Bam, we send that off. And now what Claude can do is via the Model Context Protocol, or the MCP, which is how it's connecting, by the way, to everything. It can just reach over, check your emails, find out information, and bring it back. And what's really cool about this is it's happening in a terminal with one of the most intelligent models on the planet. I mean, I can ask it questions and search things out there. So if it can't find a thing, it does deeper searches, and then we can actually see what's going on. So now it's found the message, it's going through the conversation, and it'll give us a bit of information about it. So as you can see, he was doing me a favor by pointing out a broken Instagram link on your site, and then you fix it. Pretty helpful for him to notice and reach out. Yes, Jen, thank you so much for doing that. But you can see how freaking epic this is. I can now speak to my entire inbox. Use case number 3 is going to be Google Calendar. Hey there, could you do me a favor? Check if I have any meetings this Friday, please, and just let me know what time they are. Thank you. Bam, pop that one off. Now this is good because it's just good, like if you don't want to open up a million different apps and you can find out and you can actually ask it questions and it'll just pip off and come back with the data. So right now we can see it's checking calendar events, which is excellent. And think of this like your Maverick. It's like one location that manages everything for you and you can run everything through one simple terminal. So here's my Friday. It's giving me a full detail and I can even ask it questions like, dude, critique my diary. Does that look busy enough? What do you think? We put it in that. And I will be honest, guys, we've got the gym. The gym is super duper important and we've got floating time. So very, very cool. We've got that stuff in there. And then you can see it will give us feedback on it. So it's not even about getting the data. It's the fact now we can have conversations with everything that we have, our applications, our data, our time to make us way more productive. Now, number 4 is going to be N8N. Now, this is actually, guys, how you can automate anything. Again, what we can do is create a custom MCP server and connect that to Claude. And it basically means that anything we can build in N8N. If you're not familiar with N8N, by the way, it's basically this no-code platform that lets us build agents and connect absolutely anything to anything else. It's very, very, very cool. So what we do with Claude is we need to add a custom MCP integration. If you're not familiar with what MCP actually is, MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It's just a fancy way to enable our AI to connect to tools really simply. So what we do is we click on, again, this thing down here, and you're going to come down here to Manage Connectors, okay? Beautiful. And I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove this guy here, disconnect it, so we can build it again together. Come down to Add Custom Connector, okay? Let me remove this one as well. Beautiful, disconnect. Fantastic. All right. So I want you to come down here to add custom connector. Beautiful. And you got a name. So I'm going to call this one something like, I don't know, N8N, and we could call this one something like Google Sheets. All right. Now we need to add a remote MCP server URL. Well, what the hell does that mean? I'll show you what that means. You're going to head over to n8n.io, okay? And in N8N, correct, basically open a new sheet, and you're going to add an MCP server trigger here, okay? MCP server trigger. Well, let me add another one here. But basically what you do, guys, is you click on it, you set the scenario to active, okay, because it won't work on a draft one as well. And then you can see you've got this information here. You click on production URL, and you're just basically going to come down here, click that, copy it, that's it, okay? Now, you come back over to Claude, and you're going to put that in the remote MCP server URL, like so, okay? Confirm your trust connected, that's absolutely fine. Click on add. Beautiful, and it's connected, and that all looks fine, and it doesn't require any authentication because I've not added it in. Obviously, as you scale up, and if you give it any access to something sensitive, we want to do that, and we can actually specify here the kind of the authentication that we want to make that simple. Then what you do is you give it a tool. So for example, the tool I've given it here is the ability to call this N8N workflow tool, which is essentially what we need it to do. So what we do then is we build this, and then we build out a unique thing, and you add as many of these N8N MCPs as you want to. So this one, for example, this agent just goes into a Google Sheet and checks the data. Now check this out, guys. This basically enables you to connect your Claude to anything, because I just chose randomly. Wouldn't it be cool if we connected to Google Sheets? You could post on Instagram, you could post on LinkedIn, on TikTok. I could do anything here, like literally, like you think of it. Like I could create an infinite number of these. One post on LinkedIn, one post on TikTok, like a bazillion different things that I could want to do here based on simple commands. So basically, even if it doesn't have a connection with something, we can now connect it to N8N that enables us to do anything. So I can ask it questions about this particular database. I can even ask it to change things. Check this out. I'm gonna ask it to change my budget from 8 million to 9 million, all right? It'd be cool if it works that way directly. Maybe it does. Beautiful. So let's ask it a question. Hey there, I'd like you to use the N8N MCP tool. Could you just change Jack Roberts' budget from $9 million to $8 million? Thank you. Then we hit enter. Now the first thing that we're looking for here is for it to go ahead and basically call the tool. Beautiful. So it's using the N8N MCP. Guys, we just built this custom MCP. How crazy is this? And then what we're looking for it to do is just simply update it. So we know it's worked if we click on this lead pipeline document and it's gone from 8 million to 9 million. It's basically like a command center terminal that can do freaking everything for you, from your desktop map to doing stuff. Perfect. I've successfully updated Jack Roberts' budget from 8 million to 9, from 9 million to 8 million, whatever it is that we said. Is that true? Well, let's have a look. We head over to lead pipelines and it's $8 million. I've just said, hey, I changed my mind, make it $1 million. Just to see if it retains context. You can just have conversations with it, which is really freaking cool, and it can pull down the information for us. Cool, it's doing that for us right now, and see if we can see it change in real time. Bam, right there. And you can also pull down information and pretty much do anything you want to. But the coolest thing here, guys, is you're building custom MCPs for anything you want to, and you just build these workflows. Now, how you actually connect them together is you click on this Call N8N Workflow tool, and you can basically, you choose the list, and then in the secondary thing, you have when executed by another workflow, and you basically just specify it. And if you want to learn how to build these incredible automations in N8N and turn these automations into profit, I'll put a link down below for the community. We've helped thousands of people turn AI automations into profit. It's what we do. We'll take you from not knowing how to spell AI all the way to building advanced technology and kicking some freaking ass. So what we want to do next, guys, we've covered how we build custom MCPs and how the real potential here is the customizability of it. I want to take you now into the next tool, which is the ability to actually talk to databases in Airtable. Now, Airtable, I always describe as kind of like Google Sheets on steroids. It's a database basically that we use quite a lot on the channel, but it's really, really freaking cool. So for example, if I open up one of these random sheets, so I've got a random Airtable thing here, right, which is company, email, website. Let's just say that like we've got all our contact center, right? And I'm thinking, who the frick is this, right? All right, so to connect Airtable, we click down here. We're gonna come down here to beautiful manage connectors. And we wanna go to the, if I come down here to browse connectors, and it's under desktop extensions, and Airtable should be down here. I believe Airtable MCP server. You click on that. I'm just going to configure this because we need to make sure it's connected. I want to give it an Airtable API key. Well, how the hell do we get that? I'll show you right now. You come over to airtable.com, you click this link. We're going to come down over here to Builder Hub, which is great, and then we can just create something brand new, which I'll do very quickly, or just refresh the token. So if I come down here, click on this guy, regenerate the token. Or if it's brand new, you can just create this token right here and then copy it. Once you've copied it, we come down here, we head back over to Claude. And then in Claude, we enter in the information and we click on save. Beautiful. And then we want to click on enable so it can be used. Fantastic. And then we should be able to just actually have a conversation and yap with them. Hey dude, in Airtable, I have a company called Doodoo Dynamics. Could you just tell me what their email address is, please? So we've just done that, and then what we could do is start to stack these together. Great, that's the email address, great. What other information have I had from those guys? So if this works properly, it's asking to access the Airtable MCP server. We always allow that, that's absolutely fine. Now it has full access to everything in Airtable based on how you configured it. It's listing the bases. It'll now start to do a bit of a search and find us the information that we need. And just like this, guys, I had to tell it what base it was in, to be fair, so that's something to bear in mind about the permissions. But if you look, it's actually given as email. So it says, hey, Doodoo Dynamics email is hello@doodoo.com. And if we come over, is that actually true? Yes, it is. So freaking crazy. You can chat to any Airtable base that you want to. Number 6 is PayPal. So when you click on connect PayPal, it basically opens up a brand new screen and you just sign in. And then we just sign our life right away and say, hey, we're happy with the MCP server. Click the green connect. And now we can actually ask questions about our financial history. So, hey, for example, what was the last payment that I received into my PayPal? Bam, send this one off. We can also, I understand, get reports from this as well. So if you just want to get financial data or just chat about what's happening in your business, this is really cool. Or maybe like, I don't know, your team haven't paid the person they should pay. So we'll always allow this real quick. Or let's just say, hey, dude, what the hell did I pay this guy last month? Hey, dude, what was that payment on the 25th last month? It can go back and get those transactions, which is really, really freaking cool. This doesn't just work with PayPal, by the way. It also works with Stripe, which is really freaking epic. So my last payment was $1,025. Is that true? Yes, that was absolutely true. And that was from Card. How very generous of them. Very cool. PayPal, very cool. Financial data, taking it to another level. Now, number 7 is Canva. Now, we can do 2 functions here. One is to ask it questions about documents we've got. Hey, dude, I've got a document in Canva talking about MCP server protocols, how to build custom ones. Could you just give me the TLDR of that, please? Bam. And then we've got its ability to go and actually create documents for us in Canva. Now, my personal experience with creating documents on Canva with AI remotely has never been great. I don't think it's great at doing this, but we'll test it in a second and see for ourselves. But my personal opinion is I'm not very optimistic about it. I actually think that the best use case you've got here, just cutting the crap as we do on this channel, is really just asking it questions about your current designs until AI can actually design way better with Canva stuff. So what is really cool here, guys, is it has actually identified the exact document name. And you know it's my document name because it has an emoji at the beginning. That's basically how it works. Here's a TLDR of the MCP server document. And guys, this is freaking crazy. Because I pulled this together for you. It was down below in the description if you want it, by the way. It basically explains how you would build your own custom MCP servers off N8N. Very, very, very freaking cool. Okay, now let's test it with asking a question like, dude, could you just create me a logo for a company that is selling yellow phones? Thank you. But of course, we ask our P's and our Q's with AI, so it doesn't actually create crazy. So let's see how it handles creating information on Canva. Cool, so it's asking permission. We'll allow that. Fantastic. Okay, incredible. So perfectly, I have created 4 different options for you. Let's take a look. Okay, show image. Let's have a look. Open the link. Okay, interesting. So guys, it's given us 4 images, okay? We've got image 1, 2, 3, and 4. Interesting. So I wonder if we just edit these on Canva. Let's go with option 1. Can you make that 16 by 9 and add the word Luther into it? Okay, cool. So now it's doing the prompt, which is decent. It's resizing design, which is great that we can now make it custom. So if you want to make videos or you want to make any kind of particular format for anything, we should be able to do it. This is how to affiliate. So let's just check this one more time. So now we've gotten 4 different options where we can see the image, and then it should let us just create this in there. Some of these are okay. Some of them aren't perfect. Say I just want to go blindly into option 3, I can create that into a design, and now it's opened it up into Canva. But what it hasn't done is done it in 16:9, so it doesn't look like it can resize it yet. And it kind of looks like this is basically just an AI generated image. So I think the real strength here is the ability to query and ask questions about what you have in Canva. So we can now officially talk to Canva with our AI models, and it'll only be a matter of time until we can design and do loads of crazy stuff to another level entirely. Think about that as the minimum of our product. Now, number 9, guys, is Google Drive, where any document in your Google Drive we can talk to, we can yap to. I'm going to show you right now. So let's ask it, hey dude, I had a Trailblazer call recently. Could you just find that document in my Google Drive and just give me one piece of insight advice that came from that conversation? Beautiful. The Trailblazer call, something happens in my community every month, level 5, we jump on, we have a app, we help with their businesses, crush it, and how you leverage AI to take it to the next level. So these calls are automatically transcribed, which is great because we can then do loads of insight from it. So what I've got now is this transcript in my Google Drive, right? So it's now searching my Google Drive, see if it can find the Trailblazer call. And once it's done that, it should hopefully be able to pull the insights down and actually show you what was said. It's found the call on July 25th. Is that true? Yes, it is. Fantastic. Fetching the files. The strategic value addition approach. Jack Roberts emphasized that offering free, immediately actionable value upfront is highly effective for client acquisition. The example he gave was a YouTube strategist who provides full video script for free during outreach, blah, blah, blah. Very cool. 100% true, guys. So now I don't have to look through all of my Google stuff. I can just ask Claude and it freaking does it for me automatically. And number 10 is actually ability to read and send messages on your iMessage. So I can say, hey dude, I had an iMessage from my window cleaner recently. Could you just refresh my memory on what his name was? Bam. Now, what this can do is go into iMessages, read them, get the contact information, and even create responses to those people, which is pretty freaking cool. All right, so we're gonna allow this to come and read and send messages, which is really decent. The one thing that you need to do with Claude is kind of specify the tool that you want it to use sometimes. So I'd bias between fewer tools that are highly capable so it doesn't overlap. As you can see, his name is Craig, very cool guy, he does it. That covers the AI part. If you want to 10x that and learn the operating systems of how you can even get even more productive with beautiful dashboards, watch this video on screen.